What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to be continuing to show you how to make Poppy Playtime Chapter 2 in Minecraft. This is part 65, and in this one, we're going to be getting the entire rest of this particular chase sequence done. The room we were just in, the sewers, along with the little area over here. And yeah, that means we just have the, I guess, death part and the bay room left. So that being said, enjoy the tutorial and I will catch you on the flip side. Alright, so continuing on in this section. This part should be done, this upper part here, at least I think. Let me confirm that I actually got every single detail in and that I didn't miss something catastrophic real quick, which we shouldn't have. No, yeah, we got everything. Cool. Not really a ton going on, frankly. This section behind the gate, though, we haven't done, obviously. You want to start by getting out the following. Stone. Stone stairs. Stone slabs. Polished andesite stairs. Black banners. Chains. Black concrete. Tough slabs, and we'll also go polish tough slabs, why not? So this particular end of stone here, just again the area behind the gate here, you're gonna bring it down and you're basically gonna just create walls here in these three positions that end up going down till they're in line with this stone slab. Basically, I'll actually just take this stone slab here and I'll place the stone outside and I'll bring it all the way out, and then it should connect perfectly to this corner if everything is done correctly. Yeah, and you basically just want to fill down to that height, which should be there. And as you can see, again, it stays just outside the stone slabs. It kind of gives you this. I'll fill in corners, I might as well. Some of this will already be have wall, because that's how grammar works. So yeah, just kind of ignore that, but again, do make sure that you're filling in everything, and except for your floor. You do want to leave the floor open. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am for the most part. Just, you know, chugging along. I'm a little bit thrown off because I have like, I might have mentioned this in the last part, I don't remember one of the last two, but I have like 0 city tutorials right now, so I'm like, I really gotta finish this so I can record more of those before I start the security breach atrium. So that's exciting if you want to call it that, I guess. I mean, it definitely is. It's just, well, it's the security breach atrium, so it's a little scary. But then again, after this, I feel like everything is gonna be easy. Anyway, you should end up with this. Make sure you left this spot open here, just because we will obviously need this. It's where the sewers are. But you want to make sure on the long walls, you're going to have these stone slabs just kind of along the bottom of, of them. Like so. You'll place a row of blocks below each row of stone slabs, and then within those, you'll place stone stairs facing towards the center of the room. On this side, you do want to make sure that the stone stairs don't actually wrap around. They just go on this part. And then once you have the opening there, it just kind of, well, opens up, I guess. I don't know what you want from me. The, like, end walls and stuff where there aren't stone stairs will bring all the stone down an additional row. Just like this. The floor will be filled in with stone a block below all of that. I will fill under these stairs here. I guess now's the time to mention it. Stone is textured the same way as it's been textured every other time. I say it now because we'll be filling this with water soon, so, you know, do keep that in mind. I'll just leave under that open because that is... Actually, no, I will place stone under here. Why not? Because I don't think you can see it anyway. No, you can't. Anyway, in the, like, this area here, you should have 2 rows of stone in the center. You want to just do a combination of tough and polished tough slabs and blocks to just create a bunch of, like, rocks and stuff around. Dude, my voice, I'm sorry, I don't really understand what's happening with it, but just like this, maybe. Something like that. Try to have them like 1.5 blocks tall, maybe, so they stick over the water, which will be the bottom block specifically. You should have this. We're not going to worry about the water just yet. The back wall here, which is this one where you don't have the entrance on the side, you want to break the bottom row of stone here, which is going to include like behind the stairs like so. You'll then break 3 rows up. And you'll bring the stone kind of around the edges of this, including the floor out an additional row, so it ends up being 2 full rows of stone. You'll end up having to bring it out 2 on the floor, actually, so it lines up. Bring the stone stairs back as well, and then you want to block off the back of this with black concrete. Preferably not dropping yourself outside. And then in line with the actual wall, you'll just bring each of these stone blocks down with chains until they touch the ground. Or the stairs. One of the two. Nice. Sorry, tried to warn and then it came on me quick. You want to head all the way up still on this wall and be in the 2 center blocks. You'll count down an additional 1 and you'll break 3 blocks down on either side. Fill this with chains facing up and down again. Place black concrete off of the back of these chains to, again, fill it in. And then off the stone below this, you'll place a set of polished andesite stairs facing into each other like so. You'll then bring those down diagonally forward with an additional 3 sets of the polished andesite stairs facing the same way. That's not quite it. There we go. The stone blocks are just placeholders. You don't actually want them there. And then off the outside of each stair, you'll place a black banner. I'm assuming this is a conveyor belt of some sort, which would have connected to this. But who's to say anyway? That's all the detail here. The only other thing that we actually need to do is add water. And by the way, in this little corner, you might want to add a couple like slabs that are just slabs and nothing else. But try to leave this particular end open since there's stairs there. But anyway, if you clear your inventory and just get out water buckets for now, you'll just fill in the bottom layer of this with water. Which includes waterlogging these stairs, by the way. Don't forget to do that. And I guess any slab or chain that gets in your way. Really, whatever is just this bottom layer. I'll start with all those stairs and then hopefully that'll give me a nice, like, area to work with here. Part 2. Okay. Just a little bit of struggle sometimes is okay, I guess. Not that I'd like to struggle, but sometimes it just happens. Oh yeah, the ceiling here is also stone. That might be important. I will also fill over the sewer opening. Okay, so for the sewer, this part is very annoying. That's unfortunately the case, but hopefully it shouldn't be too bad. You want to get out the following. Waxed weathered cut copper. Dark oak planks. Waxed weathered cut copper stairs. Dark oak stairs. Waxed weathered copper trapdoors. Dark oak trapdoors. Black concrete. Cherry signs and cherry fence gates. These are for the mommy long legs hands, which I actually did make in this. So this part is fairly self-explanatory for the most part. The only thing we actually can't do immediately is the corners, but we'll worry about those in a sec. So I'm going to say up diagonally out from the stairs. You want to place just dark oak planks that follow around. You only want to go around the stairs, though, because like once you hit this, you see where the black concrete is. You just kind of want to stop there. And then you see if I take this side, this will probably eventually run into... Yeah, this will run into black concrete. I'll stop it there. You basically just want to be kind of, you know, outside the stairs like this. I think that's all we actually need the dark oak planks for as well, so we can get out the other thing that we'll be needing. Because it's an odd thing that I want to get out of the way, since once it's out of the way, we won't have to, you know, think about it anymore. Nope, I have this little line as well, and that should be it. If you have, like, stone on the ends and something like here, you see the stone, just don't worry about it. Since it won't be visible anyway. You can get rid of the dark oak planks to get out mossy cobblestone walls. And on the corners, Specifically the inner corner. So like you see this stair here, this one is an inner corner, this one will be outer corner, but this one where it has 2 stairs coming directly off of it, and it is, I guess, you know, on an inner corner. I don't know how else to describe it. You want to place mossy cobblestone walls on those. Outer corners will end up having nothing on them, so just don't even worry about them. And there isn't really that many. What is that, 4? Unless I missed one, which I don't think I did. Nope, we're good. Cool. What you can then do is off of the dark oak planks, I guess this will require 1 extra brain cell, but it's still not too complicated. It's just kind of annoying. You want to, I guess including the stone here as well, but if you have a dark oak stair, you want to place a dark oak trapdoor open up against the row. If you have a copper stair, you want to place copper trapdoors open up against the dark oak planks. And again, you're doing this all the way around. Corner one, again, you're leaving open since the dark oak will already be blocked off anyway there, so I just wouldn't worry about it, but yeah. You're gonna do this going all the way around. It shouldn't hopefully be too much of an issue to process. The only thing is those corners are weird. Because like you're getting that pattern of placing them, and it's like, oh, a corner you don't want to place it on, so don't place one, you know. But and obviously you already have the mossy cobble walls in those corners. These will take a minute. They're really not insanely complicated, but they do still take a hot minute to get done. You should end up with... Hold on. This. Nice. I think I got them all. Yeah, cool. The next step you're going to want to do is copy these stairs that you have on the bottom over the dark oak rows, or I guess over the rows here, like over the trapdoors. They're going to be basically mirrored, except the stairs are going to be upside down rather than not upside down, I guess. I don't really know how else you're supposed to define that. Just upside down or not, like, you know? But yeah, that's pretty much the only difference. And you'll kind of start to see the shape will be made a little bit more prominent here. We don't have the trapdoors at the top and bottom yet, but we'll worry about those last, I guess. And yeah. And then after that, it'll be the next little section, and then that's this loop done at least. Which is exciting. So, yeah. So many stairs and trapdoors, I don't understand. It's like... Why? What is the purpose of this section, anyway? Like, some sections in this build, like, sure, yeah, it's a factory, that makes sense. This one doesn't, especially to be as accessible as it is. I don't know. Just open a door, drop down a hole, and you're good. Although, to be fair, that hole might not supposed to be there. But also, I don't know. That whole... It's so questionable. Cool. Extend each black concrete up by 2. We can get that out of the way now. And a block above and a block below the top and bottom of the... sewers here, you're going to fill in the little one row of the floor and ceiling with waxed weathered cut copper. And then you can probably take a guess what's next. It's really nothing crazy or unique. Also, if you are one of the people who care about lighting, have fun with this section, because you're going to have to make sure all the stairs have blocks around the outside of them. Trapdoors are already doing, just because the copper ones you can see through. But, yeah, enjoyed that step. At least if you're on Bedrock. Again, I feel like Java doesn't work the same with it. But I could be wrong. You should have this. Cool. For both the floor and the ceiling, you know, it's the same thing kind of. Between the dark oak stairs, you want a dark oak trapdoor, and literally everywhere else is going to be copper trapdoors. And then make sure you come back to the beginning once you're done. I mentioned that because we are going to, for the last little bit of stuff we have to do, we're going to start there. At least with this set. We do have to fill in the water, obviously, but that's a problem for later. At least I guess. I don't know. I feel like maybe doing that earlier would have made more sense just because of the... I just lost my train of thought. That's good. Because of the trapdoors, now you have to crouch to place the water, but that's okay. Hindsight is 20/20, right? It's one of my favorite Sodom lines, just like to use casually, without really needing to quote the game. Anyway. You should end up with this. Nice. And now it finally looks circular, kind of. At the beginning here, you're just going to place dark oak stairs off of the stone there. We can do these things simultaneously, so get rid of any two things that aren't your two cherry stuff and get out water buckets, and structure voids are ideal here. So you're going to be filling in the floor of the sewers with water here. I would advise placing structure voids, basically, if you're on these stairs here, you're going to be out at, like, behind them another row, so against the wall here, you're just going to place 3 structure voids coming out, and I'll also have one against the stone there. And then just place the water, like, into a stair, or onto the stair on either side, and you can see how that flows. So, again, you're waterlogging these bottom stairs along with the trapdoors on the floor. When you have to, or when you waterlog the trapdoors, you do have to crouch, though, to do it, which I am not crouching, apparently. That's interesting. The water keeps making me uncrouch. Huh? Whatever. It's being a little weird, but yeah, it might be a little bit weird if you're on the ground, so I'd recommend flying if you can. Now, where the black concrete walls are here, you want to, on the second trapdoor out, this one, you're going to crouch and place a cherry sign, basically facing sideways like so. Off of the back side of it, which is closest to the black concrete wall, you'll crouch again and place a cherry sign off of it. And off of the, you know, this side, the front side, you'll crouch and place a cherry fence gate opened towards it. And that's kind of my design for the hand. It only really looks good from, like, this angle, because you got the, you know, the 3 fingers and then the actual base of the hand. That illusion definitely gets broken pretty quick. So if you don't like it, that's fine. It is very illusion-based. But, I think it works, so. I did keep it. Plus, I figured it'd be cool to add. In a scenery that lacks really any sort of enemy or threat, you might as well add something reminiscent of one. But, yeah. I don't know if you hate the hand design, like it, whatever. I just figured I'd try something different. You'll definitely see a lot of the time in builds, like, there'll just be one little thing that's a little bit off, because it's just me kind of experimenting and seeing. And generally that means I don't think it's something that would make sense to continue, but also it's not bad enough to remove, you know? It's also nice to get a consensus from the people. Whether or not it's enjoyed or not as a design, sorry. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to try to refrain from pouring into the abyss over there, so... Yeah, let me do that real quick. Let me just do this part and then we'll worry about that separately. Oh, okay, I can't reach it. There we go. Couldn't get far enough back. And yeah, it should look like this. And that looks quite nice. Now, if you did what I did at the end and you went a block short, that's good. I will pop my structure voids in the inventory and get out stone. And then I'll make sure to find the end. Hold on, I don't know where I am. And just fill in the floor of the next section with stone. In line with, like, the bottom of the sewer, which would be that copper row. And then I'll waterlog, or just fill in the floor with water as well. Above it. Nice. I don't know why I'm coughing. Not like I'm sick or anything. It just kind of is happening, I guess. Anyway, at the top here, I want to just like get this kind of laid out. At least the stone part. You should have one row higher than this particular stone wall here, which is all fine and dandy. You will extend up an additional 5 from that. At least for the stone, specifically. We're gonna, I mean, the ceiling is all the same height, but we're gonna just cut it off at that section and then do the rest separately. Just like this, Lord have mercy on my soul. A block above the stone, you'll fill in the ceiling with more stone, because there's never enough in this world of stone. And I'll also bring the floor out of stone, just a single block, so it's in line with everything. Nice. We'll worry more about that later. I just want to get this part done. So you can clear your inventory and get out the following. Hopefully I'll stop coughing now. Sea lanterns. Glow item frames. No, I don't think I will. Tough slabs. Bamboo fences. Mangrove fence gates. Stone. Andesite walls. Warped fence. And end rods. So starting from the bottom here, opposite of the sewer hole, you want to be on the, what is it, 4th stone up? Yes, 4th stone up. You're going to break it, replace it with a sea lantern, the center one, with a glow item frame off of it. If you're looking at it to the right, you'll place a bamboo fence, and extend it up by 4. Then extend it towards you by 1, and then all the way up until you're 1 higher than the stone floor on this side, so it should be right there. Then you'll extend it forward by 3, up 1, and then left 1 along that wall. Just for fun, you'll place a warp fence on the end, but that's not really important yet. Below these 2 bamboo fence in the corner here, it's going to be on the 5 block wall, which is this one. You're going to bring both of them all the way down with mangrove fence gates that are opened up. Okay, I was trying to see if that... Actually, no, it might work if I do this. Nope, not particularly. They'll block off the sewer a little bit, but since they'll be open, you can just walk through them anyway, and it doesn't really matter that much. But, like, you can definitely see that that corner's blocked off. But also, you can't really walk there anyway, so it doesn't matter. Not like they're in the center of it. I probably wouldn't have added them if they were. Or they wouldn't have been there in general, because, well, you have to go through them in the game. Or you would have had to go through them in the game, so, you know. Anyway. Back to the sea lantern, because I guess this will be our main point. Just below it, I'll place a tough block in the water. Left of it, a block with a slab on top, and towards you from the block, just another slab. Above the sewer on the right side, you want to take the, what is it, 6 stone above? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you'll place a stone. You'll have an andesite wall off either side of it, which is the, you know, the 2 actual sides, not bottom and top. And going up from it, you'll place warp fences, and you should connect into this warp fence. You'll then extend, if you're looking at the fences, you'll extend up 3, right, up, right by 6, forward, right 3, forward, right 3, back, and then right 2. And that should end just like in line with the black concrete or just before it. It's kind of in the middle of what we don't have, but I figured we'd just get all of them in place, because why not? Get rid of any 2 things that aren't your end rods and get out bamboo fence gates and dark oak fence gates. And I'll say directly above where the sea lantern is, or tracing that row all the way up to the tippy top, you'll place an end rod here. Coming off the end rod, if you're like looking at it this way, like if you're, I guess, looking at the long part of it, you'll, going left, place a bamboo fence gate, dark oak fence gate, bamboo fence gate, and then another end rod coming off the wall. And that'll be the little grapple thing. Cool. That should be this particular part done according to my calculations. which are cracked. So clear your inventory and get out the following. Stone, because we just can't get rid of it for some reason. Polished blackstone stairs. Oh my god, sorry. Polished blackstone slabs. I'm okay. Trial spawners. Never mind, I'm not okay. Polished basalt. Cobbled deep slate. Cobbled deep slate walls. Red nether bricks and red nether brick walls. So first thing you want to do is take the polished basalt on either side and extend it up to the same height as the stone walls. As for the stone flooring, what did I just see? You'll extend it out an additional 2 blocks like so. On the end row above the middle 3 stone, you'll place opposite on polished blackstone slabs. In front of either side slab, you'll place stairs facing towards each other with a slab in the center. Behind that, you'll place a row of trial spawners, which will extend, I guess, left by 2, so it goes under the cobbled deep slate wall, and then just pretty much all the way right until you're, I guess, under the red or the cobbled deep slate wall on this side as well. Yeah. You're going to on the left side here, just, well, I guess first off, extend back a full 2 rows. That might be a good step 1 to put in place. And then from this point, the right side, you'll bring back an additional 1 row with these spawners. And the left, you'll just kind of bring them all the way back to fill in the remainder of this floor. You will have to coat the bottom and sides of these entirely, just because of the way they work. But I don't think I need to, since it doesn't really appear to cause a difference. Maybe like there. You see here, you can see under them. So what did I do? I did black concrete, but it's up to you. I think black concrete looks the best. While also bringing the walls down a row, like the red here, for example. But it's whatever. As for this side here, you want to... We're going to actually... Well, okay, can we get rid of anything? Yeah, get rid of your polished blackstone stairs and slabs and get out red concrete. And I don't actually know if we need anything else. I'll say like red carpet, why not? And so if you head all the way down to this portion here, this point here, and make sure that that's in line, which it should be. You can check this as well, where your trial spawners are in line with like this part of the roof. But on top of this light gray concrete and the brick to the left, you'll place light gray carpet. You'll place 7 rows of red concrete coming off of, I'll say this light gray concrete here, this top one. And then from there, you will have 9 rows of trial spawners. Like so. You know the drill here, these will be brought all the way across, and then just like between the trial spawners, here you'll just have gaps, so it's not really a huge deal. But yeah, again, you can see like on the side here that there's definitely some visibility that I would recommend situating with just a bunch of black concrete. I'll explain that briefly probably at the end, since I think we'll have time to finish this whole area. But we'll see. Yeah, okay. I think am I gonna survive? I should be fine. I don't know what like my deal is right now. My body is not having it, I guess. Also go under these. Cool. Should be everything. Now, this whole area is the same height as far as up. Just the fact that the ceiling doesn't actually stay stone. So, it, funnily enough, actually follows almost the same exact trajectory as the trial spawners for this front portion here. Well, you can bring up your walls first, all to the same height, because that won't actually really matter. And then we can fill in the ceiling. And also, if you have any areas where you need to bring them down to, like, fit, specifically at the front there. Here, if you have to bring, like, this one down to fill in this gap, by all means, do it. But I wouldn't worry about filling down in the middle here, because I'll explain that in a bit. But you can if you so choose. Yeah, and then after this part, it'll just be the hallway with the grinder room and bay room. That's like, it's technically 3 rooms. Well, 4 rooms by classification, but it's really 3. But I'm splitting bay room into two because bay room is that weird area at the top that you go through. Not that it's doored off or anything, which is why it's technically still one room, but, you know. Giving us a false sense of hope, I feel like, by saying it that way, so. You know, I try to not do those things. But either way, I mean, we're like right there. My plan would be next part to get the entire mommy hallway and grinder room done, and then just have bay room for the end. Probably 2 parts. And then train station tunnel won't get a part. I'll explain that at the very end of the last part as to why I'm doing everything the way that I'm doing that. And if I have plans on doing 3 as of this particular moment. By the time you're seeing this, this probably will have, or that would have changed, but, you know. And I hopefully wouldn't have announced anything officially either way, because, well, that would defeat the whole purpose of me saying it in the tutorial, I think. But that is besides the point. Anyway, you should end up with this. I'm just going to ignore the black concrete because it doesn't matter. The stone ceiling can be brought, again, back here on the side with the trial spawners, and then it'll just be brought right through this area. However, it won't go in line with the red concrete like the trial spawners did. It won't go back that extra row. It'll just go across the, I guess, 4 since you need over the red nether brick here. But yeah, it's just kind of like this shape here. And again, I'll go over these. Cool. You can get rid of maybe polished basalt and get out polished deep slate. And from the stone, you just want to pick any block and go back with a polished deep slate. Then 6 red nether bricks. Polished deep slate. 5 red nether bricks. Polished deep slate. Then 6 red nether bricks. Polished deep slate. 6 red nether bricks. Polished deep slate. 6 red nether bricks. Polished deep slate, and then it should just be 2 rows of stone to end. Which we don't actually have a wall there yet, but I'll explain that later. And just kind of bring this all the way across. Even though you don't have a wall, or you should have the cyan terracotta up there technically, but I'm just going to bring it across all of it, and then we'll kind of figure out specifics in a second. But yeah. The only one that's 5 is where the grapple will be. Fun fact, you can grapple too early on this segment. I had that happen last time I was playing Chapter 2. I grappled too early, and because I did, I ended up hitting the like platform or the floor here as it fell because it sticks up, and it apparently has collision. So, yeah, you know, I bit the dust that way. Quite unfortunate, actually. And I'll just bring this over here. And no, I actually think I went far enough on the other side already. Never mind. Nice. You can get out polished deep slate slabs along with one other thing. I'll just get rid of the cobble deep slate both, and that one other thing ends up coincidentally being cyan terracotta. And you'll bring the cyan terracotta back here up if you haven't on the left side, which you probably shouldn't have. Right of the bottom cyan, you'll place a polished deep slate slab. Behind it a block. Up diagonally back with a slab, and then back with a block. I'm going to bring this cyan terracotta back an additional 2 rows, and then I'm going to take this stone from the ceiling here, this row of 3, and extend it up to fill in this area. Awesome. We'll tend to this gap later. I just want to get the stuff in this part done, and as we like get to the detailing here, we'll deal it, whatever that means. We're dealing cards now. So, anyway, that is not particularly the point. The point is that we're going to keep moving forward here. So, clear your inventory and get out the following. Black concrete. Polished andesite slabs. Black banners. Stone brick walls. Mangrove trapdoors. Pale oak trapdoors. Stone buttons. oak planks, and mangrove slabs. Starting off, you'll bring your black concrete wall up just to fill this in if you haven't already. Nice. Excluding the extra row on the left because of the walls needing to cling to it, you want to take the very center black concrete at the top, and you'll count down by 1 and place a polished andesite slab. Yeah, extend that down diagonally forward by 3, ensuring you have that, like, half a block gap between them, normal staircase stuff. You'll place black banners off the sides of each of these slabs. On the right wall in line with this front slab, if you turn and look at this red, you'll count right by 1 and place a mangrove trapdoor open up against the wall. Extend it up, left, up, and then left by what should actually be 4, so you'll have to push the beginning over a block, I apologize. Just like so. She should have been 2 off. Up against the black concrete here, the top left red, you'll place 2 stone brick walls extending down. Go right 2, up, right 2, down, right 2, and then up. In line with the final stone brick walls, you'll trace to the other side where you should be on this row of cobble deep set walls. At eye level, you'll place a pale oak trapdoor open up against it with a stone button to the right of it. If you're looking at it, it's technically behind it, but it's besides the point. Left of that a row, or in front of it a row, you'll take this cobbled deep set block and place a row of oak planks connecting it over to the red concrete corner. You'll place mangrove slabs on top of the left 2 planks, and over the right 3 you'll place upside down mangrove slabs, so this should have that half a block gap. Speaking of half a block gaps, you'll leave a half a block gap from this row of 3, and on this, I guess, next red concrete, you'll place more upside down mangrove slabs like so. Extend them up diagonally left with slabs, and then left 1, which would give you this. That is that particular portion done. Unfortunately for us, there is a lot of pipes. So, you know, that's fun. Clear your inventory and get out the following. Prismarine slabs, which I think we'll use for blocks, since I don't believe there are many. Yeah, I don't think so. Prismarine walls. Stone brick walls. Bamboo fence. End rods. Dark oak fence gates. Bamboo fence gates. Iron bars. And a sea lantern, which we'll immediately get rid of because I just realized that it's there. On the red nether brick wall here, you want to take these second row blocks, not the corner one, but one over, and at the center one of the 5, you'll break it, replace it with a sea lantern, which you can then get rid of, get out a glow item from, and place one off of it. On the back wall here, you want to take this red concrete. Actually, do you want to start with that one? Yeah, we can. And in front of each red concrete, you'll place upside down prismarine slabs. Extend left an additional 1 and then left with a block. Extend that block down with a wall. Right 2. Down. Right 2. Up. Right 1. Then right with an upside down prismarine slab, which you will then extend forward by 2 to connect into the red nether brick wall. Extend left by 5. Then you'll go up with a slab and then left from that slab with a block. And also going right at this same corner, you want to place 4 upside down slabs going right. Back with an upside down slab. Up with a slab and then back with a block. From these 2 upside down prismarine slabs, you want to extend them all the way back until you're on the last gap of the opening in the floor, which would be this cobble deep set block right here. You'll then extend right, back, right by 3, back, right, back 2, up diagonally back with a regular prismarine slab, and then you'll go all the way back until you're in line with the final polished deep slate, like, I guess, line on the ceiling. So you'll be 2 off the end, and you'll just kind of stop. You know, your average pipe shape. Next up, if you start on the left side here, you want to take the second cobble deep slate block row. So first, second, and you'll just place stone brick walls off each available cobble deep slate block. On the opposite wall, you'll have a row in the same place. Also on the right wall, the next row of blocks you'll place stone brick walls on. And then still taking the right wall, you'll count 1, 2 cobble deep slate pillars down, and you want to be not at the top one, but one down, where you'll place 2 end rods extending off the wall. Then off of that, you'll place a bamboo fence gate, which should connect into the end rod like so. Then a dark oak fence gate, and then you'll place an end rod off of the end of the dark oak fence gate. You can't actually connect it because of the pipe, but it's fine. And then over the 2 fence gates, you'll place iron bars like so. On the right side still, you're going to count to the next block row and place bamboo fence off of it. Then if you switch to the left side, you have this point where the prismarine pipe goes across and switches to the right side. You're going to be on the polished deep slate stripe in the ceiling beyond that, and then you want to be on the row of cobble deep slate blocks beyond that, where you'll place stone brick walls off of it. Then again, the next row of blocks, you'll do the same. And the next row of blocks on the right side, which would be the first row of red concrete, you'll place stone brick walls on the right. And again, that top one you can't place, so just ignore it. Now, there's like 2 things we're missing here. Get rid of your glow item frames and iron bars, along with your end rods actually. And get out cobble deep slate slabs, red concrete, and black concrete for now. And so on the back half, you want to make sure you're in line with these 2 fence gates, which should just be the middle since you have a perfect center. You'll place just cobble deep slate blocks off of those center 2 trial spawners. Place slabs in front, and then upside down slabs below those slabs. Off of those upside down slabs, you'll place dark oak fence gates kind of facing sideways like so, so it looks like the, like, I guess framing on the inside. You'll then actually get rid of your cobble deep slate slabs and your dark oak fence gates and get out cobble deep slate blocks and walls. And so you can go down as far as you'd like. I don't really particularly have a preference here. But I went down from the Charles spawners here on the back wall, or this wall, with 9 rows of red concrete. And actually you do the same with both sides. And whether or not you want to, or what you want to do with like the edges of them is up to you. I would say I have it on the front side where I have red concrete going up. But I think here I'm going to actually place cobble deep slate on the side. No, never mind, because you'd have cobble deep slate there, so it actually doesn't matter that much. So yeah, I don't think that wall particularly matters. But this one, it's probably advised to bring the red down, or just like the walls down, so you kind of can't see around the edges of it. Although again, this side I'll just place black concrete off of them, and I'll explain it later on what I do with that. But yeah, the pipes and everything that just went to the bottom of the walls, you will bring all the way down until you have the black concrete floor, which would be a block below the red here that we just placed. You'll have this black concrete. And yeah. Hopefully this should be easy enough. And yeah, this will get a little long, actually. I just realized we're already over the 40-minute mark. That kind of flew by, I'm not gonna lie. I, like, looked away and boom, we're 20 minutes into the video clip. But that is good to get this section done, because that just means that, you know, we have a nice, more even section left. Which, again, I am hoping next part is specifically that hallway in the grinder room. Grinder room shouldn't be too long. That'll probably be a 15-minute room. I'm just worried if that hallway might take a part on its own, because it's certainly a large hallway. But we'll see. Regardless, we are almost there. We're definitely within like 6 parts at most. 6 parts if I really take my time, but I would say 3 or 4. That seems reasonable. I think 3 makes more sense. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully I'll be able to, I guess for members, hopefully it'll finish this week. That would be very ideal for me. Because, what is today? Wednesday? Oh god, that's the wrong block. Yeah, it is Wednesday, so if I record again Friday, I might be able to finish it. We'll see. It's all hopes. I'd be honestly fine with having the last couple parts 50 minutes just to get it done, you know? Anyway, you trapped yourself outside. Good job. Well, I did, I guess. I don't know if you guys did. It's easier to trap yourself out somehow than trap yourself in. You have to, like, think about it to go in. But I guess it's just easier to fill from outside since you don't have any obstacles to deal with. Yeah, that generally tends to be my problem. Anyway, only other thing I want to talk about is texturing, because that is something. Ceiling isn't textured for the most part. Stone, you know the drill. I don't feel like going over that anymore. Red nether brick is textured with nether brick. Cobble deep slate for some reason is textured with deep slate tile here. I don't know where that came from. And yeah, the red concrete is textured with netherrack where you have it, which is actually only this wall. I don't have it textured under there. The other thing that I wanted to mention is the undersides of the trial spawners. I would literally just place black concrete on all sides of them. Maybe if you have like a wall going down where it's not the weird rigid ones, you can just place a block below. But I think having black concrete under most of them will definitely help just to not have... Because you can definitely see through the sides of them. Some areas where you don't have the sides visible like that, it doesn't matter. But trial spawners are odd because the top is solid, but nothing else is. Which makes them very interesting for vents, because if you place like a... Literally anything. I think lights as well. If you place lights over top of them, you like... I think you can see lights, but you can't see blocks. If I place like a purple concrete, it would just look black. Here, I'll actually demonstrate real quick. Like if I have a trial spawner here... You see it looks purple there, but I think if I block off the sides or something... Yeah, you can still kind of see that it's purple, but it's definitely not very purple. I don't know. I was screwing with that with the... Something in chapter 3, because I was trying to see if I could get them to, like, show the block that I wanted while it was a block higher, but because of the top being that way, it's only translucent when there's a block above it like that. So you see if I remove that, you can't see through it. So it just wasn't working. Anyway, once we're done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is part 65 of Poppy Playtime Chapter 2 complete. Like 2 more sections. 2 more sections. It's crazy. And the hallways are quite large, so they might take a minute. But I mean, they're fairly basic. It's not like there's anything crazy going on with them. It's just some lights, some small bit of pixel art and stuff. But anyway, thing else, what if you guys did enjoy this video, please get me out of this. Have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.